Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sky, and if you are new here are a couple of random facts about me. A few of my favourite movies are Howl's Moving Castle, Pan's Labyrinth, Singing in the Rain, and The Ring. Yes, that's a very diverse top 4, I must say. And I also adore sparkly, beautiful, duochrome, magical eyeshadows. Which brings us into today's video, which is a collab with the wonderful Emily Lakin here on YouTube and on Instagram. If you don't follow Emily, you really should. She is a wonderful little crumpet in this community, and I feel like we've become really good friends. We share a lot in common, and she's just absolutely lovely. I will be linking her channel and her video down in the description below, and in today's video, we decided we would do a collab showing you guys our favorite 12 sparkly, beautiful, multi-dimensional shadows. And we decided we would do this in a 12 pan palette format, which it was very hard to pick favorites out of all of my children, I must say. But we managed to do so, and I'm so excited to see what Emily picked because I'm gonna need to make a wish list of everything that she loves. So here are a few shadows that I have picked, and you may be thinking, Sky, we know that you can't count, but clearly you know, even you know that is not 12 shadows, that's clearly 8. And you would be correct. However, the other remaining shadows that I will be mentioning are in actual palette form, so that's why I didn't have them as singles. But most of them are single shadows. So anyways, let's jump right on into showing you guys my little 12 pan palette creation of my favourite sparkly shades. First of all, I will be showing you guys the singles first, and then we'll be going into the palettes. So, a couple of shades from Lethal, the first one being this shade called Arcade. This is from their After Dark collection, and this is the most beautiful peachy pink with a gold flip to it. It is so reflective and beautiful, and I believe that Lethal has changed their formula in their After Dark palette because their metallics aren't this beautiful normally. But this shade is absolutely stunning. It's so reflective and beautiful, and you guys know how much I love pink eyeshadow. That's like my thing, and this makes a beautiful all over lid shade or a beautiful inner corner. I mean, all of these would make beautiful inner corner highlights and lid shades. There might be a bit of repetition in this video, but you can even see the shine in the pan just on camera. It is absolutely gorgeous. Very delicious. I actually would like to eat this. The next shadow is also from Lethal, and this one is called Synth, and look at that. Like, I mean, I'm mesmerized. This is a purple with a blue duochrome to it. It is very sparkly, very pretty, as all of these shades are. I really hope Lethal keeps this metallic formula and they actually make their future metallics in this formula because it is absolutely mesmerizing and stunning. I cannot get enough of it. Moving right along to this row right here. Now, these are my Divina Sugar Drops shadows. Now, I rave about these shades all the time on my beauty Instagram, Beauty by Sky right here, and if you want to get anything from Divina, Sugar Drops shadows immediately. Get at least one of them. They are absolutely... I'm talking with my hands a lot today, that's how you know I'm excited. The first shade I'm going to be mentioning is the shade called Sugges, and I'm actually wearing this as a highlighter today, and I mean, come on. All of these Sugar Drops shadows look white in the pan, but this one specifically has a beautiful green shine, like a bright green shine. However, it does have a bit of pink in it as well, so it just looks absolutely stunning on the face. And I mean, you can use these as face highlighters. I mean, come on, right here. Beautiful. Since these do have a translucent base to them, they are very good for layering on top of other shadows, and I've done that very often. I can't get enough. I cannot get enough. I love you. I love you. I will wear these on my wedding. Thank you. I have been talking so much today that I have to reapply my lipstick. Moving right along, this shade from Divina is called Boom Sour. This has a translucent base with a blue to purple shift to it. It is absolutely stunning. You know that I could not create this 12 pan palette without including a blue to purple shift, so here she is. And the final Divina shade that I'll be mentioning is probably one of my favourite Sugar Drops shadows. I mean, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. I think these three that I'm mentioning are my top 3 Sugar Drops shadows from Divina, but this one is Yum Licks, and you might be able to tell I do have pan in it. I am so happy. I love this shade so much. This shade is a pink to gold duochrome with a translucent base, and because these Sugar Drops shades are more of their flaky type formula. I don't really know how to describe it. It is quite flaky and softly pressed, but that makes them incredibly sparkly, incredibly beautiful on the eyes, and I can never get enough of this. I think this is actually the shade that I will wear on my wedding. I think this will actually be the shade I wear at my wedding. Don't try me, because I will do it. Continuing on with the final 3 shadows, and you may notice these 3 are from Clionadh. Now, the first shade that I chose is the shade Oculus. Now, of course, I had to choose one of the jeweled multi-chromes from Clionadh. Of course, I only own one jeweled multi-chrome. However, this will be the first of many. This is a bright blue to green to purple multi-chrome, and it's absolutely stunning. I actually cannot believe that I'm looking at this. I have shown this shade to so many different people, to so many different family members, and all of them have said, even the ones that aren't even into makeup, they have said that is the most incredible eyeshadow I've ever seen in my entire life. This shade is absolutely beautiful, and I definitely believe that this would be a staple in a 12-pan palette of the most amazing, beautiful shades. This one isn't so much sparkly, it's more jeweled than sparkly, but I mean, come on. We had to include we had to include it. The next shade from Clionadh is the shade Glazed right here. I believe this is one of their... No, I think this is actually their glitter multi-chrome formula. I cannot remember, I do apologize. But this one is a lavender to gold shift, and it is absolutely stunning. When I actually purchased this online, I didn't think too much of it. I was like, oh yes, it's a cute little lavender, but in person, oh my gosh, the shift is so strong, so intense. The base color is absolutely stunning with this one, and I seriously cannot get enough of it. Like, again, I think this is definitely a shade that I would wear to my wedding. Why am I talking about weddings a lot recently? Like, am I planning on getting married anytime soon? Anyways, the final shade from Clionadh that I'm going to be including in this 12-pan palette is the shade Abrasion. Now, this is actually, I believe, Clionadh's best-selling shade, one of their best-selling stained glass shades, and for good reason. I mean, look at it. This is a classic purple to blue to kind of... is there a silver in it? I don't think so. This is definitely a purple to periwinkle duochrome shifty shade. It's one of those traditional shades that I think a lot of us do have. However, this one is definitely the prettiest one that I've ever found. I mean, you can just see in the pan. I mean, look at that. Look at that. This is absolutely delicious, and I do want to eat this one. This one does look quite tasty to me. I would take a little bite out of it, but this is definitely a beautiful addition to this little 12-pan palette since I do have quite a few purples in it. I think we can tell my favourite type of colour selection: purples, pinks, and blues. That's where I thrive. And that concludes all of the singles that I am going to be mentioning in this video. Now let's move on to the palettes. Now you know that I had to include some Kaleidos shadows. I had to do it. If I had to pick my favorite, like my top favorite brands that make the most beautiful sparkly shadows, it would be Clionadh, Divina, and Kaleidos. And for Kaleidos, the first palette we're going to be dipping into is the Electro Turquoise palette. I adore this one, and I think it's quite obvious which shade I'm going to be picking. This shade right here called Tron is the most beautiful metallic, sparkly turquoise shade you'll ever find. I guarantee. It has a gold reflect to it, so it just looks moist on your eyes. I know some people hate that word, but I love it personally. Moist. It literally looks like the ocean glistening on your eyes, and it's just so dreamy and beautiful. These next 2 are going to be coming from the Escape Pod palette, and as we can see, there are many stunning options to choose from in here. However, my 2 favorites, if I had to pick 2, I mean, I would put all of them in my beautiful ideal 12-pan palette, but the 2 shades that I would include are Cosmic Cabaret, this beautiful purple. This is 100% the prettiest purple, the prettiest warm purple metallic I've ever found. This one has a beautiful coloured base to it, however, there is no real duochrome to it, it is just intense purple sparkly deliciousness. It kind of reminds me of like a Willy Wonka candy. Like, this looks like Willy Wonka's jacket. I mean, Willy did have fantastic style, I must say. Now the other shade I was thinking of picking is Space Oasis right here, because I mean, come on, that's me in an eyeshadow. However, However, I wanted to pick something a little bit different, and I thought I would pick this shade right here called Saturnalia. One of the prettiest olive green metallics out there, and it has a beautiful gold shift to it. I find that a lot of these shadows that I'm picking do have a gold shift to it, which is actually says a lot. I didn't realize how much I loved gold shifts until now. But this is absolutely beautiful. This is one of those shades that you can wear it as more of a neutral color. I mean, it's definitely not neutral, but I mean, it's more of an approachable metallic. This is a shade I can see my mother wearing because my mum does love wearing olive greens on her eyes. And the final shade, the 12th shade that I'm going to be including, you may be kind of surprised. Now, this palette is still fairly new to me, I must admit. However, do you see the shine? Do you see the shine and the beauty of these metallics? And as you can see, there are so many beautiful metallics to choose from. Obviously, the one I normally gravitate towards is this shade called Lilac. However, I think the most prettiest shade in here, like one of the prettier ones, is this shade right here called, what's your name? What's your name, darling? Dandelion, right here. I know I'm doing close-up swatches of everything, but this shade is like a rose gold with a blue glitter to it. It is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely stunning. It looks like nothing in the pan, but it's got the most beautiful blue sparkle running through it. All of the metallics in here are absolutely stunning. However, if you bought this palette, I'm fairly sure you would fall in love with all of the metallics, since all of them are stunning and glittery and beautiful. So yeah, that concludes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Emily, for doing this collab with me. This is actually my first ever video collab. I'm so happy that my first collab was with you, Emily. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to see what shades that you have picked. Full details of this makeup look right here are on my Instagram, which is Beauty by Sky. Do follow me on there if you want to see more looks from me and more makeup content from me. You can also follow me on my other social media. I have a personal Instagram, I live stream on Twitch 3 times a week, and my Twitter are all linked down below. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you guys are having a great day, and stay safe, wash your hands, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!